Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Debbie, and today on my channel we're going to be doing a bread machine recipe. It's called chocolate mint bread. So I thought, wow, that sounds pretty good for the holidays coming up. So stay tuned for that recipe. And if you're new here, I wish you would hit that subscribe button. I see a lot of you out there are watching my videos, but they don't subscribe. So please subscribe. Give me that thumbs up. Okay, let's get into making our chocolate mint bread. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, this is going to be a 1.5 pound loaf. And if you need the 2 pound loaf recipe, I do have that. Just message me, leave me a comment, and I will be glad to share that with you. So the first thing we're going to add is 1 cup of water. It is room temperature, plus 2 tablespoons. Then we're going to be adding 2 tablespoons of softened butter. Or it's not softened, it's just room temperature. It's gotten soft, as you can see, sticking to my bowl. It's about 40 degrees out today where I live. I had a couple of you comment that it was so cold where you lived, your dog didn't even want to go out. I've had that happen when we're babysitting my grand dog. So I know about that, but not quite that cold here. Then we're going to be adding 1/4 cup of sugar. One teaspoon of salt. And 2/3 cup of my chocolate mint, and I have chocolate peppermint kisses. Now you can choose to use just the regular chocolate mint chips, but this is what I have, and I thought I'm going to use those. So I've unwrapped them, and it looks like I left a little piece of foil in there. We don't want that. So I'm not quite sure how much 2/3 cup will make chopped. So I just unwrapped some, and we'll see. And if there's too many here, I guess I'll just eat them. So I'm wondering how you guys celebrate the holidays, or even if you do celebrate holidays. I know I have some people watching from other countries, and I'd kind of like to know in the comments, like anything special, like a tradition like you guys do every year, or anything like that, a special thing you do. I kind of have a tradition. It's, I don't know if you'd call it a tradition or not, but for Christmas, since my children are grown, the grown children get, they get a couple presents, and then I give them money also. And I try to think of different ways to give them their money. And so the last few years I've had different ideas on how to do that. Last year I actually took a little box of chocolates, you know, the, what is it called? Stouffer's, I don't know, but a little box of chocolates. And they had a plastic seal over them, and it was a very small box. I think it had like 8 pieces in it. And they sit down in a tray, a plastic tray, and then there was a seal over the actual pieces. So I gently undone the seal, and I took one of their different shaped squares, rectangles, and circles, and I took one of the squares out, and I took their money, I think it was a $100 bill, and I folded it all up into a nice little square, and I stuck it, and I wrapped it in saran wrap. I have phobia of germs, you know. Not really, but, you know, I do think of that. And I thought, ooh, this money, you know, money's kind of dirty. So I'm going to wrap it in saran wrap, so it doesn't, plastic wrap, so it doesn't get on the chocolate, so they can still eat the candy. And then I sat it underneath that square piece of candy and put the candy back on top, put the cellophane back over it so it looked like it was still sealed, and gently, very carefully, just took a piece of tape, Scotch tape, and taped it along the side where they couldn't see where I resealed it. And I don't know if you're familiar with the movie Forrest Gump, but in one part of the movie, one of his lines is, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get." And so when you take the lid off of that, I had wrote that underneath the lid. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And so they all unwrapped it, and they're sitting there and they're thinking, you know, they know they don't have any more presents under the tree. Everybody's done with their gifts. The little kids have opened, and they're like, "Oh, Mom got us a box of chocolates this year." And so I just keep on video, and I keep looking at them, and they're just kind of looking at each other, and they kind of look on the bottom of the box itself, you know, to look for anything. They don't see nothing. And then I say to them, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get." And they all kind of look at each other, you know. And then I say it again, and then I think it was my youngest, Brett. Either Brett or Matt. They discovered it first. And then everybody else was like, "What? You got money?" Looking around, you know, and they're like, "Where'd you get that?" You know, and then they find it. So I try to think of creative ways to give them their cash because, you know, like I said, I do get them a present or two. Besides that, you know, nothing big, usually some socks or some sweatpants, you know, sleep pants, or this year I got them a hoodie. But so this year, after they open their money, which this year I put it in, I got a Mrs. Claus and Santa Claus salt and pepper shakers from Hobby Lobby. And I just got a delivery. If you heard the doorbell. I took the stopper out of the bottom, and I took a makeup brush cover because I thought, I gotta roll this money up, and if I stick it up there, what if it gets caught? What if it gets unrolled and I can't get it out of the stopper, you know? So I put it in a makeup brush, little netting that goes on your makeup brushes. I don't know if you know what that is. But anyway, afterwards I thought I could have just taped it after it was rolled up. So I put it in that, and I stuck it up in there, and that was how I gave them their money this year. And a couple of them pulled the thing out real quick, and then the money did get stuck up there, so we had to get tweezers, and thank goodness we did get it out, and nobody had to. One of my sons, I think it was Maddie, was like, "I'll break this for $100. I said, "No, don't break it. It's a cute salt and pepper shaker set." So we got it out. And so then we played a game. I try to play a game with the adult kids. Just do something fun. And so this year it was just, I said, I got an extra bit of money for the couple or the person. We did it in couples. For the couples that come up with 7 more ways that I hid your money in the last, I don't know how many years. It could be the last 7 years, if you remember the last 7, or, you know, 7 over the last 10 years, whatever. And when I very first started, when they became pretty much adults and they just started getting cash, I just would put their money in a card, put it on the tree, and have their name on it, and it just sit on the tree, and they knew that was their money in that card, you know. So that's one way that I did it. And then I started trying to think of creative ways to give it to them. So I told them, if you guys can think of ways that I give it to you, and whoever thinks of the most, because I actually only thought of 7, then you win some extra money. So everybody tied the amount. They got different answers. Not everybody got all 7, but some people remembered, like, a couple of them couldn't even remember last year's. I was like, I thought my memory is bad. But I was like, I want to show you that I put some thought into this. And so some remembered like last year's, but some didn't. Some remembered 2 or 3 years ago, and then some didn't. So they got different answers, but they all ended up with the same amount. So I just gave them all a little bit more cash. But specifically one year, I thought this way was pretty cute. I got gumballs, a big bag of gumballs, and I put it in a little half-pint jelly jar. And then I did the money, you know, folded it up real small, put it in the middle, and then screwed the jar lid on top. And on the top of the lid, I wrote, "Don't blow it all in one place," because it was bubble gum. So I thought that was fun. That's just a little something that I do with my kids every year. Okay, I don't know if I'm gonna have quite 2/3 a cup, so here's 1/3. It says 2/3 a cup. My goodness, I thought that would be plenty. It's just gonna be shy of that. Let me grab a couple more. Go off camera here. I know you can still hear me. And I'm gonna open these up and I'm gonna chop these, but you won't have to listen to me yip yap. I'll just do it really quick. Okay, there we go. There's our other 1/3 cup. Let me get this out of the way. Okay, so we have our water, our salt, our sugar, and I think I'm gonna add a splash of vanilla. That's not in the recipe, but I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna do maybe like 1/4 of a teaspoon. Okay. So the next thing we wanna add is our, excuse me. I'm doing all-purpose bread flour today. That differs from what I usually do, I know. That's what I'm doing today, and I'm going to do 3 cups. And I will have this in the description box as usual. We're gonna bake this on the sweet setting. And I'm gonna choose light. I'm just not fond of a dark crusted bread. But if you are, you can choose medium. And then we're gonna put in 2 teaspoons of yeast. I'm gonna make me a little bitty hole in there. Get our yeast in. Oop. Better level it off. She'll be touching the top again. All right, let's pull over our machine. I'm gonna plug it in. That will help. Ooh. Okay. It's on 1.5. Sweet is 5. Light. Start. Okay. You know the spiel. 3 hours, 20 minutes. I'll be back. Show you what she looks like. I wanted to pop back on here real quick and show you what I was talking about. You're like, what is a makeup brush cover? That's what it is. I'll bring it closer. I don't know if you can see that. I had rolled that up, rolled the money up in there, the $100 bill, and put that up in there. But that's just a makeup brush cover. It's to keep the ends of your bristles of your makeup brush kind of nice. And if you're a Dooney girl, you know you use these for your tassels on your purses. Okay, 3 hours and 17 minutes. We'll see you back here. Wanted to share with you. She's a little bumpy, but it's cute. Look at it, it's turning kind of pinkish. Smells good. Okay, it just went off. Ooh. Yeah, I would just definitely choose the light setting because although it's a tinge of pink, I think. Ooh, oh my gosh, it's so soft. Wow. That looks amazing. It smells good. So we're gonna let it cool and I'll come back and cut it. But look at that, isn't she pretty? Yes. Okay, we're gonna let it cool and I'll be back. Okay. I can't believe how soft this is. It's really soft. So let's cut us off a slice. It's got a little pinkish tint to it. Oh, look, it's pink inside. That's so cute. Ooh, I can smell the peppermint. I just can't get over how soft this is. Wow. Oh, dang, I like this. Oh, the texture's wonderful. Wow. Yes. Wow. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I just keep saying wow. Oops, hit my microphone. Oh my goodness. The chocolate is predominant, but you can taste the peppermint, of course. I'm excited. Excuse me for talking with my mouth full. Oh my goodness. Please try this. I'm going to get this recipe uploaded tonight so you can have this on Christmas Day with your family. This one, you definitely, I promise you, if you like chocolate and mint, you're going to love this. Try it. Let me know in the comments if you did. And until I see you again, Merry Christmas to everyone out there. Happy holidays. I hope you have a peaceful and a joyous holiday. And I won't be back anymore this week, but I'll see you again on Sunday. Bye.